Hey everybody, my name is Kaefer and I'm on the Admin UI team working on Review Board. The project I'm working on is where I am replacing some old selector widgets in the Administration UI with better selector widget. The original widget was the user selection widget, which is right here, and I expanded it so that groups and repositories, right here and right here, can be selected as well using this style of widget. This is what the widgets look like before, and this is what they look like after. Since the last demo video, I've been working on finishing up the Python and JavaScript tests. After working with the mentors on my Python tests, I realized that I had in fact not made a unit test for the widget. I was instead testing the functionality of the forms that contain the widget. So here's an example of one of those tests. This is the webhook target admin test, and it tests the webhook target form and whether it redirects to the correct place after an object has been added using the form. So you can see here, there's a self.assert redirects. Through testing these forms, I stumbled upon a large bug in the run tests command. Before the tests started running, in reviewboard/test.py, models were not being auto-discovered. Normally this is fine, but the Django admin site automatically makes its URL structure based on these models. So this means that the URLs I was trying to access in the admin site weren't created, so my form tests couldn't access the web page. This proved to be pretty frustrating, but with the mentor's help, they were able to troubleshoot this and help me figure out this problem. So this line of code right here in reviewboard/test.py, this helps the models to be all auto-discovered. The actual finished Python unit tests look like this. This is for the related user widget test. For the user repository and group widgets, the tests are pretty similar. They all test HTML rendering with different parameters, as well as a widget method called value from data_dict. We can see here, this is testing rendering when it's empty, with data, testing it with a local site, and then testing that value from data_dict method. And all the widgets have tests that are very similar to this. The JavaScript tests check to see that all three widgets behave correctly with empty and initial input, as well as that a user is able to click on the drop-down list that appears. So here is an example of the related user selector view test, and it tests rendering when it's empty, rendering when it has initial options, and it also tests selecting that item from the drop-down. Getting the drop-down list to appear in the test was a challenge, as it involved a deep understanding of how selectIs works, which is what we're using to display the drop-down lists. Since we aren't using Selenium or a similar tool, I had to use the selectIs API to initialize and render the box, and then use jQuery to simulate clicking on the drop-down items. This ultimately worked, and I'm pretty excited that I was able to finish this project before the end of the term. I think it turned out pretty well. Thanks for watching.